Welcome back, and the gang is all here. And I want to go to Jim first because, Jim, you were on Maria this morning, and you said Donald Trump will make America bankrupt. Take a listen.
Donald Trump might win, but he will lead to bankruptcy and war. How is he going to, what's he going to do, invade Nabisco in Mexico? Because they put their plant in Mexico, send tanks to Mexico? I mean, come on, this would be a disaster. The things he says he would do.
All right, Donald Trump says we should just have fair trade. Ford shouldn't take American jobs and take them to Mexico. Nabisco shouldn't do the same thing. That seems like common sense to most people. You think it equates to war and bankruptcy?
Well, what I said was Mr. Trump's policies would lead to bankruptcy for America. He's talking about trade war. He's talking about making people who have our money bring it back to the country. How are you going to do that? You're going to invade Korea and say you got to bring the money back. You're going to invade Japan and say you got to bring your money back.
Isn't there a way to put in economic policies so that gets that money to shift around a little bit? Or
that's called trade war, Charles. Come on. How are you going to do that?
So in other words, the deals that the relationships that we have with the countries that we do trade with, a lot of them that have all kinds of things that impose obstacles to American companies from doing business in their countries, but it's easier for them to do business here. Can't we level that playing field?
So you're going to say to the Japanese, we're not going to do business with you anymore? You're going to say to the Koreans, we're not going to do business with you anymore? You're going to say to the Germans, we're not going to do business with you anymore?
Every time I look at import-export data, Jim, we buy more of their stuff than they buy of ours. Don't we have some leverage?
Charles, throughout history, trade wars have led to real wars. That was my point this morning. Trade wars never work, and it always leads to real war.
Let me go to Senator Scott Brown. Scott, your opinion on that, because I get where Jim is coming from, and listen, and we go back to the last big time we threw up these tariffs, a recession became the Great Depression. But having said that, we have a lopsided relationship with the rest of the world. When we buy all the stuff they manufacture and they get U.S. dollars in return, can we do anything to fix that?
Well, first of all, what I think Donald would do is he'll surround himself with people who understand the process, understand the politics of that. We need to repatriate. We need to drop the corporate tax rates, become more competitive, create regulatory and tax certainty to allow businesses and individuals to plan, to incentivize those businesses to come back. Yes, it's fair and appropriate to say to Japan and China and other countries, hey, we need the same consideration you're giving us. I think that's fair and appropriate, but we can actually outlead them when it comes to our education, finances, economy if we get rid of the regulatory uncertainty and create tax certainty and allow an incentive for hiring and growing and expanding and get that economic engine going. It's common sense.